Hey guys, it's Nathan again. Been a very long time since I've done this. It's been about 8 months since we put our last video out, I think. So I just wanted to give a little update on what I'm doing, what I'm working on, where I've been. I don't know, the future of the YouTube channel, which is now at 2,700 subscribers, which is really quite cool, considering that it's such a niche audience that I focused on, quite complex technical marketing. I think that's really quite cool that there's a small community there, so I'm always really happy about that. So yeah, I just thought I would record an update. So I think, as I mentioned before, I was growing this company with my co-founder, and we had grown to about 130 or 140 employees, and I had just sort of burnt myself out multiple times. This is back around New Year time, so five months ago now. But I was working literally 7 days per week for about 14 or 16 hours per day. So I would just wake up and get a coffee and go straight in the office, and then stay in the office until I started falling asleep, come back home and go straight to sleep and just repeat. And it's sort of it's what was necessary for the company at the time, in order for it to grow into what it has now, which is, there's 140 people that now benefit from the company, in terms of salaries and so on. We support 140 people, probably even more than that when you look at they have family and children and so on. So it's quite a nice accomplishment, but I am a human at the end of the day, and I just completely burnt myself out. I wasn't thinking, not thinking correctly. I think I just sort of brought on some mental health issues for myself. I was starting to feel quite depressed, and I was also having, I'm not quite sure what they were, some type of anxiety or panic attacks. I have been depressed quite a few times 4 or 5 times in the past, for various different reasons, but I could feel that I was starting to head down that depression spiral, because I know what it feels like. So I've been there before. And then also when we were at parties and stuff, like I said, this was around the New Year time, around Christmas time, I was having these just weird I'm not sure if they were panic attacks, but something like that. I would start to feel like I was going to be sick, just often when I would consume one glass of wine, or not even a sip of wine, sorry, so it wasn't from actually the alcohol itself, I don't think, because I used to drink a lot more than that, although I have quit drinking recently as well. But anyway, I was just going through this psychological issues, let's just call them, that was stemming from just not having any balance in my life, just being purely focused on this. My relationships suffered, but just not spending any time with friends, or having any other purpose in life. And then the problem with that is, when if the business is successful and it's doing very well, it's fine, and you're happy, right? Because the thing that you're putting all your effort into is going very well. But the time when you encounter a real issue is when the business stops doing well, and that is what your whole life revolves around, because you have no other hobbies, or you have no other purpose in life, because that's what you've invested all of your time into. And that is when it starts to lead to, I don't know, quite a just to depression. I think is what it leads to, because you it seems like you haven't got anything going well in your life, because you've been solely focused on that one, or on your business. So anyway, I decided to take a step back from going in the office every day, and I've been working from home, and working a lot less, to be honest. Still working I don't know normal hours for most people, but I'm probably doing 6 to 8 hours per day, and I do work weekends as well, but I have a lot more balance. And also I put on a lot of weight from lockdown not even lockdown actually, I started putting it on before, like just from again being focused on this company so much. In fact, I wasn't going to the gym, I wasn't watching like my diet at all or anything like that, so I like completely just lost my fitness and physique. So I've been working on that again as well. So I've really been focused for like the past 6 months a lot on like personal development, which is something that I've always been like quite focused on, but just like my companies have often like taken priority. But I'm now in like quite a financially stable place, and I am still, like I said, I am still working, but it's not really things that I want to make videos on. We manage like quite a large Google Ads campaign. Sorry, I manage quite a large Google Ads campaign. I'm the only person that works on it, but I don't really want to share a lot of the like information there in terms of like keywords and things like that. So it would just be like everything would be blurred out if I was to make a video on it, which I don't think is that interesting. And there are already some really good videos on YouTube on like Google Ads management. So I've always been focused on like trying to put out content that is like a little bit more unique and maybe hasn't been seen before on YouTube, or using APIs in ways that haven't been seen before. So I didn't want to start putting out just like generic content. And also there are like some other projects that I'm working on as well, but I don't really want to put out content on them just to like generate competitors. Like, these aren't businesses, they're more like passive income channels that it doesn't make sense for me to make videos on how to do it, because I would just be like diluting them for myself. I would be diluting the channels, which would like negatively impact myself. But I do miss like YouTube and putting out like YouTube content, and I have also made like a lot of good connections and like even friends from people who found like my YouTube videos, because generally, of course, they have like similar interests to myself. So I've been thinking to change the niche even, or the narrative of the channel into more of like a personal development. I don't want to use the word like life hacks, because it sounds like I'm going to be teaching you like how to remove a stain from your laundry or something, which is what most life hacks are about. But I'm talking about applying like the growth hacking mentality of not like acquisition, activation and so on, but of automation, of thinking outside of the box, of sort of, growth hacking is even part like being like sort of data driven and running tests, and applying that type of mindset to your own life, which is something that I actually do, and I do already. And I know that there are other people in the world who do it as well, but I don't think many people are familiar with anything like this. And I did previously put out a video on like the Notion management system, like productivity system, which is actually like, it's still I think is one of like the best things that you can implement in your life, because it's not just for business, it's like a project management system, but for your entire life, and helping you achieve like your goals. And so I've been like playing around with that a lot more as well. So I was thinking to push the channel more into something like that direction, so focusing on like I guess what are considered like the 4 life pillars, which is health, wealth, love and happiness. And so wealth, like I'm now like in quite a comfortable situation like financially, as I did say, but I am still focused on like making money, particularly like passive income, and making as much money as possible, or doing as little work as possible, which isn't a mentality that I took before. Before I would just like work 24/7 to earn as much money as possible, whereas now you can like shift that mentality. Now I've shifted my mentality, to work smarter and earn maybe 20% less money, but doing 80% less work. So if people are interested in things like that, I would love to like record just even what I'm doing like day to day, I guess it will turn more into like a vlog, but like more like sort of educational vlog content. I don't want like a camera just pointlessly following me around. It would be like, because I'm not an expert on all of these subjects as well, and I don't want to like pretend to be. It's a lot of it is still just like a learning process for me, so it would be sort of like documenting the journey of my own like personal development, sharing like the lessons and failures and so on, and hopefully like you can learn something from it as well. So that was like the general idea. I've built like a really nice system that integrates with like the Apple Watch and Notion, because now Notion have released their API. You can actually send like API requests from the Apple Watch or from your phone. I don't know if people knew that, but you can send an API request from like Apple Shortcuts. So I'll make a video on that as well. Yeah, and in terms of like growth hacking, like the company growth hacking, I've basically like stepped back from there. I'm still get on really well with Frank, and I still want to like support the project, but it just I don't know, did not really align. The amount of work that is needed and input from me, it doesn't really align with what I'm able to provide at the moment and align with my like current goals. So I'm still like an active user of like the product as well. I have quite a few like lead generation flows for a telesales team which we're currently building out, that are all built on top of growth hacking. So I'm still like a big supporter and like active user of the platform, and like will continue to support it and make videos on it, but I've basically just stepped back as a co-founder. Other than that, like I bought a new car which I've been like really enjoying. It was a goal of mine for about 7 years. When my old boss used to have one back when I had like a full-time job when I was 18. Yeah, it's like 7 years ago. He had like a Jaguar F-Type, and he actually said to me one day that if I worked very hard, one day I would have that car, and it just sort of stuck with me. And and anyway, I've finally bought one, and it's not on, like, I've bought the car outright. It's not brand new, it's 6 years old, but it's not on like a lease or on a it's not rented or anything. Like, it's really nice to say that I own the car outright. So, and I'm not like massively into cars either. This was just like personally for me the best looking car that I just loved and I've had as a goal for ages. So it was really nice to tick off one of the boxes of like one of my big goals. I also have like my apartment here, which is still being renovated. You can see all this rubbish in the corner, but like the views out here are really nice. This was quite a good investment that I made as well. They're turning this area into like the central park of the city, so the property value has gone up quite a lot. And yeah, you can see the pleasant views. I think like this video, it's just really like to give you a little update, and also I'd like some feedback on if people are interested to see this this type of content, because it'd be quite a big shift in the channel. Other than that, just feel free to leave any like comments, and I'll continue to make like marketing videos as well. I'm just like, I guess the primary point of this video is just explaining that I can't consistently make like marketing content, because it does take a while to find like new channels, and often when I found them I don't really want to put, depending on what the channel is, like if there's room for multiple people to use it then fine, but if I've spent ages like figuring it out, I don't really want to share it with everyone. So I would really like to like pivot this channel into more like personal growth development, and applying like a hacker type mentality to your life, and building like automations, running like tests in your life to improve the quality of your life, to earn more money, to improve your fitness, health, happiness, and yeah. And like also I want this to be, everything's going to be like completely free, of course. I'm not looking to I don't really need like another income stream, and I'm not really interested to turn this into a course. I would like to keep it like completely free and just put like all of the information out there. And yeah, as I said, it's like going to be a I'm not pretending to be like an expert on life or any of these subjects. In fact, like the only thing I'm really good at is marketing, and I'm quite good at making money. But in terms of health, love and happiness, I definitely haven't figured out those departments yet. So it will be like a documentation of of growing in those areas. Like I would also like to work on my like communication skills quite a lot. Like ironically, I work in marketing, which is in essence a form of, is just communication. But my more like social skills, like in-person social skills, I'd really like to work on. So like if you're interested, if you have any like video ideas, feel free to leave like a comment, and I'll be happy to reply. And yeah, like hopefully I can start making like much more consistent content. Like any money that is made from this YouTube channel, like the only income source is actually through like ads, and the only reason that's turned on is so that I can invest back into the channel itself, like buying a better microphone and a better camera, maybe even hiring like a video editor and someone to follow me around with a camera, which would just mean that I can produce content much easier. Anyway, I'll leave it there. I hope everyone is safe and well and enjoying their summer, and I really look forward to getting back into pushing out some content.